Hi, I'm Una. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back. I do project planning and other related content, and today I'm doing kind of like an introduction overview video of my plans for a Lowbuy this year. Yeah, I'm really excited. I've been thinking about this for a couple months. I kind of alluded to it, or no, I didn't allude to it, like I talked about it. Sorry. I will always mess with my hair for the first minute of every video I start, no matter how much I mess with my hair before I start the video. I just keep messing with it. I talked about this a little bit in like a get ready with me plan to pan type of video, like in September or October, but I want to give it a formal introduction and I want to do updates to it. So yeah, that's why we're getting formal with it. I don't think a lot of things have changed since then, but a couple things probably. All right, so just to like get into it, I guess, to kind of give a history of my thoughts on this. I have never done a low buy or a no buy or anything before. I have felt that my beauty spending, which is really makeup spending, I don't do a lot of other beauty spending, I think it's kind of a funny term, but is highly correlated with how much makeup content I consume. And so generally when I've felt like I've been out of control, my response has been to step away from makeup content in general, like project planning and other content, although project planning content is a lot less likely to make me purchase something, I think, anyway. Like I got really back into consuming makeup content in 2020 and ended up buying a lot of things and spending a lot of money on those things, and yeah, that didn't feel good about that. It was really overwhelming and kind of embarrassing because I had got into project planning, but here I was buying all this stuff. But yeah, the past 2 years, that was the year that I did that was 2020. The past 2 years have been a lot more low-key. I've bought about 33 items each year, I think. I have my spreadsheet here in front of me. Yeah, 33 items in 2021 and 2022. In 2021, I spent $185 on makeup. This past year, I spent $206 on makeup, which is okay, but I'd like to have it even more reined in than that. I've been really feeling like just kind of in love with project panning recently and really wanting to pan a bunch of stuff, and especially old stuff that I like and I want to use up before it goes bad and that kind of thing, and also just get lots of use out of makeup in general. I've kind of come into a new routine with makeup. I wear it pretty much every day, sometimes twice a day. I'll do like a whole new face of makeup. Anyway, I just want to make this more intentional. I noticed, I think, I talked about this a little bit in another video, but like when I leave allowances for myself to buy things and I'm in a buying things mood, I will just get replacements for like makeup or categories that I don't need. And I just want to like constrain it a little bit more, but also feel like it's balanced and I have a good sense of freedom and creativity, but also I'm not just like buying stuff just because I can or because I feel like I'm allowed to, if that makes sense. Basically, I want to do low buy. I think I work really well within structure, and I'd like to curtail my makeup acquiring a little bit. So these are like the overarching rules. The first one is that any product I want has to be on a wish list for at least 1 month before I buy it. Like no impulse buys, no buying something just because it's on sale. Like if I want it, I can put it on the wish list. I'm gonna try not to like limit how many items can be on the wish list. That just sounds really complicated, but it has to be on the wish list. I have to like know about it and want it before I buy it. All right, I want to acquire, basically buy, but also generally acquire no more than 20 items, just so that there's a hard cap. I know that can be a little bit challenging. Sometimes you get a gift, but that's gonna be my goal. So yeah. Also, I hope you're enjoying the bold lip. I don't usually like bold lips and I think it looks a little bit weird on me, but I wanted to match my sweater and it kind of did. Okay, third of all, I want to spend no more than $130. I think that's like significant, but not like, it's significantly less than the past couple years. Like the closest I got to that was 180, I think, but it's also like a lot. That's that's a good amount. But it also, I feel like that makes sense for me where I'm at, all that kind of stuff. And I don't count gift cards towards that, although I might be mindful if I have a lot of gift card spending that I don't want to just, I don't know, do whatever because it doesn't count towards that total. The next thing is that I'd like to keep track of how much I'm using up in empties and have a vague goal of spending under that amount. So I actually tracked that this year. I think I just put it in my inventory video, but I did use up more value in empties this past year than I spent on makeup, which feels really good. I know that that can be obviously skewed if you're using up cheaper things, and I don't super want to penalize myself for that if that's how it ends up working out. I think it might, but that's a broad goal. I think I added up all of the values of all the things I want to use up this year, and it's about $160. So I feel like that's pretty manageable, but I probably won't finish all of those things. But yeah. And then I also put in an allowance that I can get a birthday treat for myself. My birthday's in October, so that's not going to come into play for a while, but like just 1 or 2 things, I just don't want to have to worry about that. I don't anticipate that being a problem, honestly, with the goals I've set for myself and the kind of rules, but just in case. All right, so I separated this into 2 categories. They're parts, like 2 I separated this into 2 categories of categories. So I have the makeup categories in which I'm on a low buy and the makeup categories in which I'm on a no buy. Although I do have some possible exceptions to the no buy categories. So it's basically a low buy all around. So my low buy categories are foundation. My constraint for that, I'm just going to go through the category and the constraint. Foundation, I can buy no more than 2 total. So again, they have to be on the wish list, whatever, but no more than 2 is my absolute cap. A spray, I can have no more than 1 at a time. So if I use one up, I can buy a replacement, but I can't just like buy them because I use them regularly, you know? Cream bronzer, I don't actually have any cream bronzers, but I did say I could get one if I hit a bronzer pan. So that's gonna be like the thing. Cream or liquid highlight, I can buy one when I only have 1 left of either. So if I use up 2 entirely, why am I doing this with my hair? If I use up 2 entirely, which is very unlikely, I can buy 1. After, oh wait, sorry, that's wrong for the cream or liquid highlight. The cream or liquid highlight, I can buy one when I only have 1 left of that category. So if I only have 1 cream and I want another cream, I can buy 1. If I only have 1 liquid, I can buy 1. Although I think I'm gonna try and hold off on that as long as possible. For a pencil liner, I can buy only one for the year after I use up half or more of one of the ones I already have, and it has to be a different color. So if I use up half of my black eyeliner, I could buy a brown. That's basically, or half of my nude eyeliner, which is like half of the total product, and mostly, not just half of what's left. Mascara, if I'm going to spend my own money on mascara, I can only buy a brown mascara because I'm interested in that, or a cake mascara because I'm also interested in that because it's less waste, and no backups. So yeah, I think mascara comes into our lives. I think a lot of people can relate to that. You get a lot of free minis. I got 2 free from a friend, or my mom's coworker actually. But yeah, there's no reason for me to be spending money on black mascara that I'm not actually that interested in. For like a lip gloss or a lip oil, I can only buy one if I use up 2. If I use up more than 2 and I still want to buy one, we'll see. I think I generally want like to decrease this number because I have a like not an insignificant amount from a couple years ago. So probably another 2, but I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think I use up 4 and buy 2. That seems like a lot. Lip liner, I have to try out the formula in person to see if I think I will like it. And I can only buy 1, so I want no more than 3. I think I might take advantage of this and try to get a brown lip liner, but I don't know what formula that would be, so. For eyeshadow palettes, I have to dupe it with my singles before I buy anything. This has been like a huge help. I used to do this a lot on Instagram, where I'd build a dupe palette and post it. I think it's really fun. If I don't find anything in my singles, I do also want to look at my collection. Although that's not as compelling to me, I do depot things fairly frequently, so they might end up in my singles and then I could use them like that. And also I want to buy no more than 3 overall, which I think is very, very reasonable. I've only bought 1 eyeshadow palette in the last 2 years, so like I'm not worried about that, but I just thought 3 was a cap. For eyeshadow singles, the same thing. I have to check for dupes first. This is like everywhere. And then I also want to get no more than 1 for every 2 pans that I've hit this year. So if I've hit 2 pans, I can get 1 single. If I've hit 4 pans, I can get 2. Yeah, that's kind of a weird constraint. I don't think that'll actually come into play a lot. I just thought it would be a nice extra layer of like working to earn the things. All right, no buy categories. Primer. For a lot of these, I'll say I can replace it if I have none. I think that makes sense, but otherwise I don't think I'm gonna have none, so that's why it's a no buy category. Primer, powder, I can replace if I have none, but otherwise nothing. Concealer, I know I will not have none, so I don't need to buy any. Even if the 2 liquid ones I'm working on go bad, I still have my Glossier pot concealer that I love. So yeah, powder, bronzer, I don't need it. I don't even wear it that often, so if I have none, I'm still not replacing it. Blush, this is for all categories. I can only get a blush. So the only exception to getting a blush, because I really don't need more blush, is that I finish more, like 2 or more. So that's not gonna happen. So, but if I did, I would reward myself with 1 blush. But it also would have to be a unique color and a unique formula, just to make sure. Powder highlight, no exceptions. I don't need any. Brows. I don't really need any brow products. Not that I'm worried about spending on brow products. That's not why it's in this category. But I did put, if none of them are working for me, like if I just can't get my brows to look right, sure, I can buy a brow product. Not worried about it. Eye primer, again, if I have none. Or if they're not working very well. Liquid liner, no exceptions. Pot liner, no exceptions. Bullet lipstick, again, similar to blush, I really don't need to buy more, which is why it's in the low buy category. Like, I have lots, but if I empty more than 2, I can get 1. And again, I would want it to be a unique color, formula, everything. Liquid lipstick, no exceptions. And cream eyeshadow, no exceptions. So that's the basic overview of specific category goals. In addition to these specific goals for each category, in order to buy anything, I'm doing something called the Every Face Challenge that Elise.jpg on Instagram started like 2 years ago. I'm not even sure that she's done it anytime recently, but basically the challenge is just to use everything in your collection once. So my additional requirement to start off this low buy with a bang is that I have to use everything in that category in order to even consider buying something. So for most of the categories, this is not going to be that dramatic. Like primer, I only have 2 primers. It's only going to take me 2 days to be able to buy a new primer. But for things like eyeshadow, that's going to be a huge thing. It's basically no pan left behind, but for a low buy. So yeah, I don't even think I did. I tried to do no pan left behind last year, like keep track of it, but I didn't quite get to the last shadows, so I will need to prioritize that if I want to buy any eyeshadow this year, but I also just might not, and might try to just not buy any eyeshadow this year, which is totally fine. Yeah, also like powder, highlight, and blush, it's gonna be a little challenging because I have blush all in one category, so I can't be like, oh, cream blush, I used all 5 of my cream blushes. Like, no, it has to be all of my blushes, which is, I think, 15, so yeah. For things like foundation, I don't own a foundation right now, so I could just buy one if I wanted to, but I'm trying not to. Yeah, again, liquid lipstick, bullet lipstick, a little bit more challenging, but I'm wearing 2 liquid lipsticks right now because I tried to match this color. But anyway, that is the basics. I think that's everything I wanted to say. Yeah, I'm gonna be updating this kind of video every quarter, I believe, with my empties and my like progress on the Every Face Challenge. I do have a spread. Here's my notebook. I have this notebook, and I have a spread specifically for the Every Face Challenge where I have literally every makeup item written out with a little checkbox, and then I have all of my eyeshadows and palettes. That's it. So yeah, I'm gonna start checking things off. I have technically already started checking things off. Like, I think Zbornak over there is checked off. But yeah, I'm really excited to complete this and fill all of these things up with check marks. And then get to buy things. And then I also have a check mark for each category. So like primers and concealer. But yeah. Yeah. I'm just trying to make sure that I said everything I wanted to say in this video. I'm really excited about this. I think low buys are really cool. I like how personal they are, and I really like rules. So I like making a lot for myself. Let me know if you have any thoughts, suggestions, anything else you might want to see me add into this low buy type of video. Go check out some other low buy videos or like beauty bank videos. I love watching those. I don't feel like I need that, or that would work well for me. My roommate's making a smoothie. I'm really hoping to hit some major goals in my collection. Smoothie again. I just did my makeup inventory and I have loved seeing those numbers trickle down, so that's going to be my focus. I'm not going to focus too much on the details of this Lowbuy. Just kind of let it sit in the back of my mind, and then every time I feel like, oh, I really want this thing, I can make sure that it fits within my requirements. So yeah, let me know again, like I said, if you have thoughts, suggestions, anything. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that I can get some videos up soon. I feel like, anyway, there's just so much to film and upload and not enough time. But yeah, it was great talking to you. I'll see you in the next one.